on, so here we are. Now for my planned intro. I am here. Welcome to Robert Belcraig Senior presentation of stand-up comedy. So I'd like to start off. I'd like to start off this performance by saying that if you're offended by anything I say, if you don't like it, if you feel offense, then you're an idiot because these are jokes. Why would you ever take them seriously? And you don't have to worry about any gay people being offended because they weren't allowed in. So I mean, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Jesus. No,
That's terrible.
Jesus. It's a good thing we don't have it. A lot of people like to remember Amelia Earhart as the first really legendary female pilot, but I like to remember her as the greatest hide-and-seek player of all time. Because we haven't found her yet, and she took a plane out to hide. Okay, Osama bin Laden thinks he's impressive, 10 years, all right, that's pretty good. Amelia Earhart has gone 80, and we still haven't found her yet. That's a real hide and seek. That's dedication right there. Iceland is the 18th largest island in the world by area. I didn't have a good transition into this next joke, so I'm just going to use that. You'll remember that fact forever. You'll be 80 years old, sitting in a nursing home with dementia thinking, why do I know so much about Iceland? And I'll be the reason why. You're welcome. According to a study done by me in my head just now, if you have an iPhone, you probably use it too much. And, yeah, you do. So, you should stop, because I said so, and I clearly know everything. Yeah, I do. It's a burden, but knowing everything, I do it. I was raised Catholic, which means that I was raised poorly. You knew what you were doing, Mom. You knew it. And if you want your kid to be like ashamed and anxious and sad all the time, just raise them Catholic, because it works like a charm. 100% of the time. Or don't have kids, that also works. Why would you have them? Yeah, I was raised Catholic, and so the first stories about the origin of the universe, because I went to a parochial school. I went to a Catholic elementary school, and I started when I was 2 years old. And so at Catholic school, they see a 2-year-old and they say, geez, this child is ready to learn about the origins of the universe and everything that inhabits it somehow. But, so you can clearly tell how many marbles the Catholic school systems are playing with. And so I went in and they taught me about, keep in mind, I'm a 2-year-old, so I don't know anything whatsoever. I mean, crayons and chalk are my life. This is what I live for. I mean, still kind of is, but I mean, then I was smaller. It was a smaller version of me who also ate crayons, and so I have no intellectual defense against this. So you know, I'll believe anything. If you want a little kid to believe something, you can tell them anything. Just by the way, you could tell them anything you want, and they'll believe it. So that's what they did. They just made a bunch of stuff up and fed it right into little tiny Robert's brain. What? And so I learned about God and Jesus and Noah and Abraham and God's bipolarity, because if you read the Bible, this guy is insane. And I learned about God's Son, Jesus, like I just said before, who he sent to save us from the sins that he created in the first place. I'm not sure what he was exactly thinking there, but I guess our all-powerful, all-knowing deity really not too good at his job. Like some other people we know. You know who I'm talking about. Where was I going with this? My tangent, I forgot. All right. So little Robert, totally innocent, no idea what's happening, takes one read over this story and goes, by the way, I actually did have the same haircut, so this motion would have still been happening. I have a picture of myself standing over my infant brother, and I have this exact haircut, and it's still in my face. So that's completely true. But little Robert whips his hair back and takes a look at the story and says, "That's not real. No way. No way." And it wasn't. My grandparents, I love my grandparents. They always used to bring me Krispy Kreme donuts. They would bring a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, yeah, for my family, and pumpkin spice, delicious, my favorite. And my brother and I love Krispy Kreme donuts. We love them. This senior project is brought to you by Krispy Kreme donuts, located at the sunny Mohegan Sun Resort. So yeah, no. So Daniel and I, we would fight over them, like almost everything else almost every other interaction we have, it was a fight. And it would usually go something like this. "Hey, you can't have that. I don't do impressions, you get what you pay for." "Robert, why not?" "Daniel, you've already had 4. "So? I'm not gonna eat all of them," which I totally will, by the way. I'm gonna eat all of them as soon as he walks out of the room. "I'm taking the box." "You can't take the whole box. That's more than I've had. Dad'll eat some." "Nuh-uh." "Yes, "Nuh-uh." "Yes, Sorry, Daniel, I'm late for my senior project presentation. I need to go do a stand-up comedy show. According to my imaginary watch that I purchased for this joke, it says I'm late." And Daniel, if you're in the audience, if those donuts are gone by the time I get back, you're getting one strongly worded handwritten letter of disapproval in the mail. I don't know why I'm sending it in the mail. You live in my house, but it's coming in the mail for this joke. I talk about food a lot in my act, which is really strange because I only eat about 1 meal a day. I'm not anorexic. I don't intentionally now nutrify myself. I'm just not that hungry, which you can tell. A skinny little guy up here. But I'm not that hungry. But I like to talk about food because I don't have much to talk about otherwise, so here's a food pun, so my rest of the jokes look better in comparison. I'm fed up with all the dinner I've been eating. That's a pun. Next time you're at home, just toss someone out at the dinner table and count how long each person's strange look they give you lasts, and you can tell that's how much they love you by how short their look is. So I'd like to talk about how hardcore I am for a minute. I was listening to some underground rap the other day. Which, by the way, underground rap is unbelievable. If you listen, this is totally serious. If you listen to regular rap, start listening to underground rap. It's a lot like HD TV in that you watch it and it looks great, but then you go back and watch anything else and it looks like cave paintings moving on the wall. So